This bustling market in Tanzania's Nyarugusu refugee camp is more than just business. Once a week, hundreds of traders from the camp and the host community come together so everyone can benefit. The UN High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, visited the market during a 4-day trip to Tanzania, his first to the country as head of the refugee agency. The country hosts over 300,000 refugees, primarily from Burundi and the Democratic Republic of Congo. At the market, the High Commissioner met Boaz, a Congolese refugee who runs a shop.
Kuwa na lile soko kwa market limetusaidia kwanza kuwa na mawasiliano na watu tofauti kutoka nje ya kambi, hasa wa Tanzania. Kunakuja watu wengi na inatupa ile diplomasia kwa sababu kwanza tunafahamiana, kwa hiyo inatusaidia kuwa na umoja kwa sababu wanapofika tunauziana biashara vizuri.
Grandi also heard about the many challenges refugees face, particularly the needs for better healthcare, education and shelter. Scarce resources for energy was a particular worry. Women talked of walking long distances to retrieve firewood, and authorities expressed concern about deforestation in the area.
Kukata kuni ni vibaya, wanatukataza kwa sababu hiyo kuni inasaidia kama kuna jua unakaa umo.
The High Commissioner pledged to mobilize support to ease pressure on the environment where refugees and hosts share resources.
After so many years, there's certain impatience that we need to manage. We need to help the government bear the responsibility of this hospitality, which is very expensive. You know, people always think of donors giving money, but the host country is the one that gives the most resources.
One program is a provision of durable shelters by furniture company Unhcr. Grandi visited 86-year-old Apolina Nyasa, who lives in one of the housing units. Her new home has given her new hope.
Wakati balikuwa bananijenga nalicheza kwa gari yalikuwa pate. Biko banijenga na mimi niko nacheza. Niko banijenga na mimi niko nacheza. Kumaliza tu pale nikaingia ndani.
Tanzania has a decades-long tradition of hosting refugees. Earlier in the week, the High Commissioner welcomed the government's commitment to uphold their international obligations to provide protection and assistance to refugees and asylum seekers.
There's been a restriction in the policies here, and we want to work with the government so that whatever they do is done in accordance, as they say they want to do, with international principles and all those conventions that Tanzania has signed.
While over 57,000 Burundian refugees have chosen to return home since 2017, the High Commissioner stressed that any returns must be voluntary.
Conditions are still uncertain both in Congo and in Burundi. Some people volunteer to go back, and those need support, not only our support, which we provide, but donor support, especially when they go back home, so that it becomes sustainable. But others are still waiting, and I think it's important that nobody is forced back, that repatriation remains a voluntary exercise, and we will continue to discuss with the government.
The High Commissioner also welcomed Tanzania's adoption of the UN Global Compact on Refugees, which calls for more inclusion for people forced to flee and stronger support for their hosts so they can continue to extend their generosity.